Hi Scorpios, welcome to Tower and Heal. Yes, I'm showing my face. Little act of vulnerability and exercising vulnerability for me. Alright, let's get started. I come to you, humbly God, thanking you for your divine guidance, providing messages of divine light and divine love in accordance with your divine will. What is it that the Scorpio collective need to know for the first half of July? When I was meditating on your energy, I felt anxiety. My ears were ringing. My body started doing weird things. I'm feeling like an alarm is being sounded off. Before there's a major shift. Now, I don't know if this will be like an external major shift, if this is like an internal thing that shifts within you. So I'm feeling like two levels of it. One, if you feel like you're holding in something, then you need to speak up on it before it comes out as an explosion. If there's something that you're trying to ignore. Two, if you're getting, your intuition is trying to get your attention, your body, by way of your body, your physical sensation. So let's say if you might randomly feel anxiety out of nowhere. Take time out to really get into that feeling. Journal. If you're talking to someone and your body feels drained, or somebody says something and then you feel your ears ringing, things like that. It's like something very physical sensations, but they're trying is to get your attention about something. What's overall energy for Scorpio? So many cards. See the explosion. I feel like it's a volcano, like simmering before an explosion. That's what I'm feeling. Except was dying. Be true to yourself. There's a need to be true to your emotions. It's because you're not following your intuition about a specific thing or not addressing it. You have addressed your addictions coming out. Because you're not addressing it, now it's coming out physically. Which is, that is what dis-ease is, right? Your spirit is not feeling right about something. But it's so strong. Your spirit is feeling so strongly about it that it's starting to come out in like physical manifestations. All right. Address your addictions. This can be emotional addictions as well, but some of you guys might have addictions, actual addictions that you have to face now. And it might be showing up in your body. All right? You might be leaning on certain addictions, like whether it is physical addictions, smoking, drinking, all that. You might be leaning on that so you don't have to face whatever this truth is that you've been ignoring for a while. Whatever it is that you're stifling. Whatever this is dying off, this truth of something dying off that you don't want to face, you've been stifling it by burying yourself in something. Whether it is drinking, smoking, whether it is, sex, whether it's work. Those are just temporary band-aids. You have to face this truth now before you pop the lid. All right? If you're getting anxiety attacks, just out of nowhere, you're feeling heart palpitations. Your body's trying to make you slow down. Your spirit is trying to make you slow down. Because whatever this truth is very important and it's very pivotal for your growth. For your spiritual growth. Like it's something huge that you need to face. You have the Magician coming out here. Once you pop the lid on this, you face this truth. You'll get into magician mode. It's an energy block. It's an energy block that's coming out physically, or that may. If it's like headaches or something like that, something weird, digestive issues, whatever. It could be different for everyone. What I felt it more in like my ear, and I felt it in my head coming down my back, you know. You have the Queen of Wands coming out in reverse. The Queen of Wands in reverse is not completely solid, not completely stable emotionally. All right, that can also be a little bit of bitter energy there. So whatever emotional block, it might be causing you to go left with your emotions here. It might be putting you in a shadow mode, and that's why Spirit is trying to stop you. There's a certain direction you need to go in. Like, you need to go in. And it's so strong. It's so important that Spirit is about to show you in like some weird way. Like, so just, you don't want Spirit to start doing that. Just try and listen. Six of Arrows. There's something you need to walk away from. Something. Okay. It's like you've been fighting for something or trying to make things work. And it's not. It's holding you back. Somebody's been lying to themselves. We have the Wheel of Fortune coming out. There's a major upgrade coming through for you. And that major upgrade is probably going to flip the lid on a situation. Whatever it is that you've been in. Whatever cycle you're in right now. Whatever truth that you can't face. Or whatever that emotional block is that's stopping you from here. It's like Spirit is about to come through and make things very clear. We have the Ace of Cups coming out in the middle of the deck. For some of you, there's a relationship that you need to leave because it's holding you back. It's stagnating your spirit. Like on a deep level. It's not like, oh, this person is not helping you grow. This is like, a situation that is blocking your destiny. That's how I'm feeling. Like, it's blocking. Some of you guys, you really have gifts that you're meant to bring to the world. Some of you guys, you're supposed to be a light worker. You're supposed to be a healer. You're supposed to be a teacher. And this emotional block, whether it's a person, whatever it is stopping you from stepping on that spiritual path. Like, some of you guys have important work to do on earth, and you're losing your way because of a connection or an emotional block. It could be emotional baggage that you just can't get over. So stopping you from cracking open your potential. This feels so intense. It feels that intense, okay? It feels like the previous reading with Scorpio, or the one before it. There was that talk of destiny as well. It's like, what if... Let's take Obama, because he's the last president. I'm not going to get into Trump. Let's say if Obama never became Obama. Let's say if Obama had some emotional blockages that made him, and I'm not taking away from, and we all have our different roles, but let's say if he had an emotional block that stopped him from going to Harvard, right? Law school. I think it was Harvard. Let's say he had an emotional block that allowed him to that stopped him, that forced him to stay to stay addicted, become an alcoholic, and just stay addicted, and he became just an alcoholic living on the streets. You know, that extreme, right? I'm just making it extreme to illustrate a point here. It seems like there is a destined path that you're really supposed to go on, and it's probably bigger than you. But it starts with closing an emotional door. All right? It's a manifestation you're supposed to have. Some of you guys, it might be like due to bitterness or something like that, where you're just stuck there. You're stuck in this cycle, this loop, and it's stopping you from going where it's supposed to go. Why is this King of Arrows here? Let's get into it, right? Let's get into it. It seems like it's really important, so let's see. You don't see where the direction is going, so you're looking at it like, you're looking at it as like it's a very light decision, and you're not realizing how heavy this decision is for you. For example, if you're in a relationship, oh my God, oh, sorry. It reminded me of the Aquarius reading. A lot of people are dealing with this, where they have to leave their soul tribe, or their perceived soul tribe, their perceived soul family. And what's going to happen is, once they leave this tribe that they've been used to for a really long time, they're going to move into another soul tribe energy. A lot of people are leaving their packs, and new packs are forming. Everybody's leaving like their old dysfunctional pack, whether it's family, whether it's childhood friends, whatever the case is, they're leaving their old packs to step into new tribe energy. And they're going to realize, once they step into this new tribe, like, oh, this is where I belong. I never belonged there, you know. You guys are getting that energy too. Please watch the Aquarius reading. I do feel like the Aquarius reading applies to the collective in general. It's not just for Aquarius. Because I feel like a lot of people are going through this, where it's just like individual versus the pack energy that we're in. And needing to make the decision, the bold, courageous decision to walk away from our packs. Okay? You don't know what's on the other side, but what's on the other side are people, it's your family. Like your soul family. Okay, the King of Arrows here, which is like a lack of mental clarity, because you don't know why you're being led in this direction. You're not seeing how much of a distraction these people are that's around you. The hard part, the reason why it takes so much courage to make this decision, Aries have this energy too, to walk away from the pack, is because it's all you've known. And it's like, it's not like just, oh, I've known this friend for 2 years or whatever. No, these are like real, like, core people. People you've grown up with, friends that you're so close with that they felt like family. Or it could be actual family, where you have to set the boundaries. You can't be as close with them as you once were. All right. But it's like, you never felt like you belonged there anyway. Why is this Queen of Wands here? Everybody's going home. Everybody's going home. Everybody's being led to go home. What I mean by that, people that makes you feel like home. People who make you feel like, okay, yeah, we're cut from the same cloth. You know? Those people. Oh, that's tough, because it's like, the tough part about it is that you're being led to leave the people who you've emotionally invested in, even though they don't feel like home. And even if you feel like they feel like home, once you actually follow your intuition and leave the pack, you're going to realize how foreign, how alien their energy was to you. Once you realize what home feels like, then it's going to be blaringly obvious that they were alien. These are situations, these alien situations, They were in your situation. You're very much intertwined with these people. That's why it's so hard. And you're feeling, because your intuition is so strong, you're feeling bitter about the fact that you put so much energy into these alien situations. And just for you to like walk away. Some of you guys might be questioning. You're questioning your intuition. Or you're pissed off at the way this played out. It just seems unnecessary. Please watch an Aquarius reading. I'm going to put it in the info box as well. Or put it in a comment. Because the metaphor that I gave was, it's like you're in this, you've been living on land all this time, and you thought that's where you were supposed to be. Like Tarzan being raised by wolves, whatever. You were raised by a bunch of, like, it's humans being raised by a bunch of wolves, didn't realize that they weren't a wolf until they met other humans, and they're like, oh, there's people like me? That's what's happening. If Tarzan never met another human, Tarzan would have thought that he was an animal. Okay? So it's a new level of clarity about who you are that's going to come out of this. A new level of clarity about the people you're surrounding yourself with, and that's going to be a tough pill to swallow because you invested so much time with them. And you probably convinced yourself that that felt like home. Some of you guys are supposed to be light workers and healers. And you are surrounded by people who are not awake and not on your level spiritually. Which makes it easier for you to ignore your intuition. But then once you get out of that and you move on and you start meeting people who are like-minded, then you're like, oh, now this makes sense of who I am. Okay, I'm not crazy. I'm not the only one who thinks this way. I just wasn't with my tribe all this time. That's going to be a hard epiphany. But it's going to be liberating AF. Okay? Please watch the Aquarius reading. I did cry in that reading. Heads up. All right? Because the feeling of coming home is so profound. You can't see it yet. You don't realize how much you need to feel that. How much of... It's a piece of you on the other side of that, and you're not realizing how incomplete you've been. Okay? Okay, hold on. I'm sorry. Let me look up the Ace of Cups. Why is this Ace of Cups here? Whoa. Explosion. This could be a grand epiphany that just happens. All right? Yeah. Yeah, you have clouded judgment. You're not seeing these people clearly because you have no point of reference. Because you have no point of reference what home feels like. These people feel like home when they're not. All right. And it's time to close the door with the Ace of Cups. This is clarifying the Ace of Cups. These people in the clouded vision, the clouded judgment. You're seeing them in a clouded way. You tried to convince yourself that they were the people. They were your people, and they're not your people. We're all going through this, all right? So don't take it as an attack. We're all going through this. Why is the Seven of Wands here? Give up the fight of, like, trying to put them into that box. But I feel like... Whatever. You have to give up the fight of putting them in that box. Because abundance will happen as a result of that. Whew. What's the blockage? All right. Not saying you guys don't connect. You're not saying, like, if this is... I feel like it's multiple relationships. I feel like it's a tribe. But if it's just a relationship, not saying that this person isn't, like, someone who's meant to be in your life. It was just a training ground for right now, for your actual destined path. I wouldn't be surprised if, like, once people leave their pack, they'll find people who are very similar similar energy to the people that they've been hanging out with, because that's how life be working. The universe works like that. So you might already have like similar energy, like the people that you know now, they're like watered down versions of the people that you actually supposed to meet. So you already feel some of their energy within the people around you. I'm getting so deep right now and metaphysical, but whatever. You're already feeling like the energy of the people, your soul family within the people around you. That's why you've created some type of bond. But the bond was superficial. It's not as deep as it can get. All right. It's a watered down version of your soul tribe. So you're having watered down connections where you have to try and fit in. You're like, something's not quite right. Why don't they feel completely right? Because they're not, you know. They were training. They were it was like training grounds. But now you're about to meet your real soul tribe. Everybody's about to meet their real soul tribe in like the next couple of months or so, okay? It'll be an ongoing process. They'll start trickling in. But you have to get rid of people to do that, to get the new and improved versions, like the real deal people. Okay, what's a blockage? What's a blockage? No. It's going to send you in a brand new cycle, okay? It's going to send you into uncharted territory. Like I said, with the Aquarius metaphor, my metaphor is all over the place. But with the Aquarius metaphor, what I was saying was, it's like you are on land, and then you discover water, and you thought all this time you couldn't swim in water. And you finally go in this water and you realize you can swim and you can breathe underwater, and this is your habitat. The food is like better. This is like, oh, I was about to say something awful about like digestion, but you know, like the food works well with your body, you know, things like that. You're going to find yourself in a new habitat, a new environment, having new relationships. And it's just going to make you look like, oh, why was I eating milk and cheese on land when I should have been eating fish? Why didn't anyone tell me I was supposed to be eating fish all the time, you know? It's like you weren't in your habitat. So you're about to be in your habitat. Okay? I mean, you have to make a choice. You're being pushed into your habitat. That's what's happening. Where things are a bit smoother, manifestations are a bit clearer. All right? Manifestations happen smoother. Your love experiences or your relationships, your interpersonal relationships will make more sense. You'll feel like you belong. That's where you're being led to. But you have to make the choice to jump into that water. Page of Cups. You have to be honest. It's going to require some honesty of like getting over the idea of like, oh man, I put all this in, I invested so much time. I built a house on land. I did this on land. Now I'm going to have to leave my house behind to live under the sea as a mermaid. Like it's a completely different jump. It's going to be a completely different life. It's going to be a completely new way of perceiving the world. Some of you guys, you might step into, like I said, healer mode, where totally different spiritual beliefs, and you might start seeing the world differently because of those spiritual beliefs. Either way, there's a need to face the fact that you're not completely feeling like you belong where you are. All right. There's a need to face that truth, that you're not being your complete authentic self. If this is resonating with you, you're in a situation where you don't feel like your authentic self, but you've done a lot of work to fit in. So at this point, it might be hard for you to, in doing that, in trying to fit in, because you didn't feel like anybody matched that other puzzle piece, that part of you. You might have thrown that puzzle piece into a dungeon somewhere. It's a part of your personality that you cut off because no one could relate to it. Now that's coming back. And then you're going to find people who actually do relate to that. So that's going to be a major shift in perception of the world that you're living in and your reality. You're being pushed to be more authentic. With the Eight of Wands, this is authenticity. All right? It's coming out in reverse because you're stopping the flow of the divine push. I'm going to say it one more time. Please follow what your intuition is telling you, because it seems like, you know, the universe can be very pushy. Spirit can be pushy, especially if there's something huge on the line. All right, so if you're resonating with this, you might have a greater calling and you're living beneath your potential. And this decision, if it's just like, if it just looks like in a broader scale of things, for some of you guys, it might look like a decision like, oh, leave my relationship. And you're not realizing that leaving your relationship is going to cause a domino effect that's going to lead to some massive changes. Like, it's going to be a dramatic change from this one seemingly single, isolated decision. It's not an isolated decision. It's going to trigger a domino effect into your destiny, your destined path. Because it does seem like a lot is on the line. Because if you do have a calling, a spiritual calling on your life, Spirit will get a little bit more pushy with you. So it's in your best interest to just listen. That is what it is. If you have a calling, then you have more responsibility to listen. All right? That's a harsh reality, but it's something that you got to do. You have the Five of Cups coming out as what you're feeling to see. You don't want to feel the regret of emotionally investing into something that wasn't for you. But you're going to have to face that truth. It's in your best interest to look at it, switch the narrative. Instead of looking at it like I wasted my time investing in these situations or in this situation, it's in your best interest to look at it like this prepared me for a next cycle. Like this was a stepping stone, but you weren't meant to park there for the rest of your life. It was a karmic contract that needed to be fulfilled. If this is a relationship, it's a karmic contract that needed to be fulfilled. All right? And a soul contract is about to be done so you can move on to the real work. So it's best to look at it from a higher vantage point here and see the bigger picture. Like, the human details don't really matter here. I know it's easier said than done, but there's a need for you have the ability to see it from a psychic standpoint. You have the ability to see it from a spiritual standpoint. You have the ability to see it from the eyes of Source. You have the ability to see it from the eyes of Spirit and your higher self. The higher self perspective, they're not looking at the small human inconveniences that come out of following your calling. So you're going to have to get there. See that there's a bigger picture. And yes, you're going to have to live through the human inconveniences of detangling yourself from this pack. But you also have to understand that it is for a bigger picture. And it's for whatever your soul, it's because your soul decided to do this. It's time to get back on track. It's time to get on your mission. This is intense. So the regret is stopping you from facing the truth. Everything happened exactly how it was supposed to happen. It wasn't a waste of time. You had to live with land people, and so you could train yourself and you can appreciate the water people when you dive in, okay? It had to happen this way. Find solace in that. You didn't make a mistake. You were led to this tribe or this pack of people, or you were born in this pack of people as training so you can get the gems, get the the traits that you needed, get the skills that you needed. So now you can be who you're supposed to be. But you weren't meant to stay there. Yeah, it's a regret of missing out on this opportunity, or having to throw the opportunity, the relationships or interactions away. But it's not balanced. You're not realizing that these interactions, because they are not of your tribe, you're not getting the emotional nourishment. But you might have cut off the part of you that, I don't know why I'm getting this gruesome image of cutting off your left arm, but I feel like someone's just like, oh, you can't like, oh, you can't hold my left arm, you can't hold my left hand, all right, well, I don't need it anyway, cut it off. That was very gruesome, but that's the image that I'm getting. Like, because a part of you couldn't be fulfilled, you said, okay, well, I don't need that to be fulfilled anyway, I'm cutting it off. Now that part is ready to come back to surface, and it's gonna cause like a new you to emerge. All right. So yeah, you cutting that side off of you. You know, it just allowed you to be half fulfilled. It allowed you to feel as fulfilled as you can be, given the situation that you're dealing with people who don't speak your language. What's that advice? The good side is you're about to meet people who do speak your language, that come exactly where you come from spiritually. Maybe on a galactic scale. I don't know anything. I don't know. Whatever. But the spirit tribe, the people who you agreed to come on this earth with, you're about to meet those people. You weren't born with those people necessarily. You weren't necessarily born with those people. All right. The people that you came to earth with, where you guys have contracts, they're scattered all over the place. And they're all in their own packs. And it's going to like morph. I don't know why I keep saying Power Ranger. This is the second time that I had a Power Ranger reference. But it's like all of these people are scattered all over the place in their own packs. And they all have to make the same decision. Like, I don't belong here. I'm facing I don't belong here. And now I have to go on my own path to find my people. And then everyone does that. They come together, and then that's a tribe. That's how the tribe comes together. It's very poetic, but free will is playing a role here. All right. And if this tribe is coming together, these tribes are coming together because they're meant to do something together. If you don't listen, then spirit is going to get pushy. All right. High priestess, you have a feeling. You know that. You feel this. You feel the nudge, but you're trying to ignore it, and just be mindful of that. It's time to go. It's going to be a process. It's not saying, oh, time to go right now. But just at least get in that space emotionally where you can accept the fact that it is time to begin on that path, to find your people. Go out into the wilderness and find your people. The first step, meditate. Get more in touch with how you're feeling. If this is resonating with you, especially that a part of you is cut off, a part of you is not being fulfilled by your soul tribe or your pack, a part of you is not being fulfilled in this relationship. If that's resonating with you, get in touch with that. Feel the pain of that, because you invested in a situation where you're not feeling emotionally fulfilled, kind of settled. Okay, get in touch with that. That's the first step. All right. This is intense. But the reward is finding where you actually belong, being at home, feeling at home, being with people that feel like home to you, doing the things that feel like home for you, being on your path, career path, whatever the case is. I'm just going to lighten it up because this seems way too intense, but you could be doing working a job where you feel like, yeah, this is cool. but I'm not really fulfilled, but I don't really need to be fulfilled, but I'm making a lot of money though. You know, is it that energy that's about to get X'd out? Is there might be a major intuitive hit, or something's gonna happen to make it very clear. You might have a chance meeting with someone that's gonna show you what home feels like. You might meet, like, have an interaction with, like, maybe your first member of the soul tribe, you know, and that's gonna make it very clear. You know, something like that's gonna happen. The divine is swooping in. All right, what is a power animal? It's gonna make you realize, oh, I can be fulfilled in that way. I didn't know. Wow, roundhouse spirit. Time to let go. Holy crap. Time to let go. Time to begin the process of detangling yourself from your pack. Like I said, the first step is internal. The first step is making the decision. The first step is emotional. Like, being emotionally okay, like, okay, this is what I have to do. Okay. And then once you make that internal decision, the universe will provide. The universe will show you how to do it. It's getting over that hump of feeling alone. Because the thing is, honestly, if you're resonating with this anyway, this is going to sound really rough, but if you're resonating with this anyway, you were already feeling alone. You just convinced yourself that you wasn't. So, like, the alone thing is an illusion. It's really like you'd rather just have people around, even if they're not completely nourishing to your soul. And the thing is, if you don't realize that you can have emotions, have an emotional experiences and bonds that can be nourishing to your soul, then you won't look for it, right? If you don't know that's possible. But Spirit is about to make it very clear to you that it is possible. That your spirit tribe, your spirit family is out there. Koi for spirit. Get out of lack, get into abundance. There's always enough. All right, the love that you've been experiencing, or the job that you've been experiencing, the friendships you've been experiencing, that you, whatever it is that you're being led to let go of, just let go without the fear. I mean, if you feel the fear and do it anyway. Okay, just do it. All right, we're human. We're gonna feel scared. This is major. This is a major shift. All right, so I won't take away from the fear, but it's like choosing to have faith that the universe will provide. The universe is not making you let go of these situations just so you can be alone in this world, but it's going to feel like that for a little bit until you meet the people. It's actually a lesson on learning how to be stronger, learning how to be more independent. All right? Everybody who's a part of your tribe, they're going through the same process. Okay? Collectively. Everyone is blindly trying to find each other, okay, or not. It depends on what you're trying to do, if you decide to follow your calling or not. In the process of leaving your pack, leaving the home that you've known to find a new home, on that journey, you'll find so much strength and courage that will be beneficial for the tribe that you're going into. In doing that, like going into the wilderness, you're going to pick up skills. You're going to learn how to forage berries, and you're going to learn how to detect what poison ivy is. You know what I mean? You're just going to learn some skills that's going to allow everybody, all of you guys are going to come together and morph into a Megatron. I don't know. You get what I'm saying. Is that a Transformers reference or a Power Ranger reference? I don't know. They're all over the place. You get it. Everybody's going to come together with their skill set. Because you guys are pieces of the puzzle. You guys got to come together for something bigger. That's the point. You guys are going to come together to create something huge, bigger than you guys. Okay? So it's bigger than the human inconvenience of leaving what you've known. All right? So, with that being said, get to your station, get on your mission, get on your path, all right? This was rough. I'm going to pull a prayer. This is crazy. What is a prayer for Scorpios? Watch the Aquarius reading, please. Yeah. It's a shift in perspective that needs to be had. You can look at this like, oh, I'm leaving, I'm feeling alone, I wasted all my time. Or you can feel excited about the new day that's about to open up, okay? It's about perspective. It's about choosing destiny over comfortability, okay? Have confidence. Have confidence in yourself. Have confidence in the universe. Have confidence in your intuition. You're surrounded by people who don't feel like home for you, and they're messing with your intuitive sense. Like, if you're one who follows your intuition, but you're surrounded by people who think that's weird, then of course you're not going to follow it, right? So that's just, it doesn't mean that it's just you're surrounded by people who don't get you, who don't speak your language. It doesn't mean that your language is wrong. Trust your language. Trust the language that you speak. Because there's people out there who speak the same language that you do. You're just surrounded by people who it sounds foreign to. You're surrounded by aliens, okay? In a metaphorical sense, okay? Detach from the situation, all right? It's time to detach. It's time to let go. Detach and let go of the alien pack that you've been in and join your tribe, all right? All right, Scorpios. This is intense. Sending you much love. I am looking forward to you having this chance meeting or a chance thing that's going to rock your world and rock you into a new beginning and rock you into the path of finding your tribe and stepping onto your path and whatever it is that you're supposed to bring to this world. We need you, right? All right. Thank you so much. Love you guys. Feel free to like, subscribe, share, comment, add me on IG. That's Tarot and Heal. Feel free to, I do personal readings. Check out the info box below if you want that. If you want to be an angel donor, please check out the Patreon link below as well. Yeah, check out the Aquarius reading. I'm going to put this in the comments, okay? Because it is a collective reading. All right, thank you so much. Until we meet again, peace.